So it's Q&A time. We are covering training during your period and deload weeks. What is up, ladies? It is me, Ramona, the Hot Mom Coach from the Hot Mom Project podcast, helping you 40 plus moms get strong, lean, and sexy. Let's get into it. So first up, question is from Amanda in my private Facebook group. So Amanda asked, what workouts do you do to accommodate your period, but to also stay consistent with moving your body and eating? So this is such a great question because it's something that I personally struggle with every single month. Do you guys struggle with this as well? Every freaking month, right? The guys are so lucky they don't have to deal with this. So there are three big issues, like personally for me, when Aunt Flo comes around, like my energy fluctuates, the cramps are awful, and then three is the cravings. For me, it's chocolate, always chocolate. So of course there's a million other issues like, mood swings and bloat, all of that. But since this question is fitness related, the three that I mentioned before affect me the most. So let's talk about each of these. First up, my energy, mood, and strength really drop like significantly in the week before my period, the few days leading up to my period. Everything's like sad and gloomy and I hate everyone. Okay, that's not new, but I cannot hit the same weights as like the previous week. And so sometimes I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm on track with my food. Why am I feeling like shit? And then I check my period tracking app and then, everything makes sense. So I accept that my strength has dropped, okay, but I'll still push as hard as my body will allow me to, like before my period starts. That's before the days leading up to my period. Now, during my period, my energy actually gets better after day 2. And then the week following my period is like my best week of the freaking month. Super high energy, a lot of strength. All my personal bests come in that week. So the issue is then when my period starts, my cramps are like awful. Okay, so that's the second issue. Every month it seems to be quite different with the level of pain that I'm experiencing. Some months I don't even realize that my period has started. So day 1 I'll like smash a workout as usual, but day 2 and 3 I struggle. I'm on the couch, I need pain meds like Panadol Extra just to get through mum duties. If any of you go through this as well, you get really bad cramps, let me know in the comments. So sometimes I can manage like an upper body workout, but with lower body, like waist down, no bueno. Okay, I do a lot of hip thrusts, so any pressure on my tummy, like, I feel that. Also, like you need to keep your core tight when you lift. So it hurts, so I can't do that either. No lower body work and no ab work for me. So I'll usually skip my workouts on day 2 and day 3 of my period, but what I can do is walk. So I will try to hit my daily 10K step goal at least, okay, and I'll take that as a win. In the past, I used to take a pain med and then go work out. But I always found that the cramps would then just come back with a vengeance. So then I avoid doing that anymore. So I will not take a pain med and go work out. Also, I don't know if any of you have this issue, but like I cannot eat any citric fruits during my period. The cramps are always like 10 times worse. Any sour stuff like berries, oranges, pineapples, tomatoes, oh my god, awful cramps. Even fruit jams, I cannot have any of that. So to answer your question, Amanda, I personally skip workouts on those 2 days, like day 2 and day 3 of my period, but I'll walk. And now everyone's different. I have clients who feel totally fine and they actually feel good, like they feel like they have a lot of energy on day 2 and stuff, so they can actually hit personal bests during their period. So I would say just listen to your body. 2 days of not working out, it's not going to affect your progress. If you feel fine, go crush a workout. If you're struggling, try to at least walk. So lastly, cravings. So the biggest love of my life in general is chocolate, and I'll allow myself to have chocolate like once or twice a week. And so some months during my period I will crave chocolate more than usual, and sometimes no cravings. Now generally I eat super clean. I repeat like the same foods on training days and rest days, which is why I have the body that I have, right? I don't fuck up on the weekends. If I have cheat meals or if I eat out, I'll keep my meals quite similar to what I eat at home. I don't really go off my plan, okay, because my goals are very important to me, and it's more important than socializing or eating crap to please someone. So when I have my chocolate cravings, I will allow myself to eat a little bit. In the past, what I used to do is buy like an entire Lindt chocolate bar, like the big freaking bars, and I would swipe that like in one go. Now I'll just get like a 4-finger Kit Kat bar or like a small dark chocolate bar, and I'm totally fine. So that's about like 150 to 200 calories. And then what I do is I'll just replace some of the bread and nuts on my meal plan, aka carbs and fats, to accommodate that chocolate, right? So to answer your question, with food, I don't go off my plan, and if I do eat out, it's quite similar to what I eat at home. Also, I find that red meat during my period, like my body really likes it. I feel really good, like a lean beef steak, I feel really good with that. Now, most people, their cravings are usually sweet stuff, carbs, and salt. Correct? Let me know in the comments, what do you crave the most actually during your period? Like, is it sweet stuff? Is it the chocolates and candy? Candy I don't like, but chocolate. What do you crave? Is it sweet stuff? Is it carbs like bread and pasta and all of that? Or is it like salty stuff, savory stuff? So 95% of the women I talk to are not fueling their bodies correctly, like in general. And this is why they are generally struggling with energy, with strength, and sleep fluctuations. This is very common, and I speak to a lot of women, okay? So this is all about your food. If your energy, strength, sleep, you're struggling with those, it's your food. So when they're already eating like trash during the week and then sabotaging even more on the weekends, and then you throw in alcohol, and then your period comes around, now you're a complete mess. You're never going to lose the fat and get that body that you want. That's why I suggest eating clean for every day that you have control over. So when you do have those odd days of cravings like hitting, you can afford to go off plan without it messing up your progress. So walk if your cramps are crazy, and swap out some of the foods to fit in your cravings, all right? But stick to eating clean as much as you can. Don't let your cravings snowball into eating trash for days and then you feel like shit about messing up your progress. Let me know if that makes sense. The question is, I need to take a deload week, and I'm working to reframe that as a good thing. I tend to feel like I've failed, or a deload week is a setback, and that is not accurate. Trying to look at it more like a spa week. I'm making plans for extra sleep, hanging out with my legs up the wall, and sipping on green tea. So if any of you feel like you need to just take a freaking break from your workouts, let me know in the comments. First, let me explain what a deload week is, okay, why you need it and how to plan it without messing up your progress. Because from what I see, the majority of women are doing this wrong. So if you're someone who lifts weights or you do some kind of intense workouts like week on week, a deload week can give your body a break to recover. And it also helps when you plateau, when you're not making any progress. This helps you recover so you can come back stronger and you can push harder and break through that plateau. So a deload week is for 1 week where you reduce the weight that you lift or your effort by 50%. Okay, that's one. So let's say you lift like 10 kilos of, for some exercise, then your deload would be like 5 kilos. Okay, 50%. Or two, you change the kind of activity that you do. So if you generally lift weights, then you switch to low intensity walking, swimming, yoga, something like that. So a deload week is not just hanging with your legs up the wall and sipping on green tea. Sure, you can do those as well, but you don't stop moving. Okay, you don't stop exercising during a deload week because you've built a routine, right? It took effort. You built consistency by showing up 3 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever, and then you decide to just do nothing. Now you have to restart the next week, and it is as difficult as starting from scratch again. So you're going to have to go through the same self-talk and then motivating yourself to get off your ass to build that routine up again. Let me know if that makes sense. Reduce the intensity or the type of activity, but you need to keep on with your routine. Lastly, with my clients, like their deload week is the first week of their workouts because I change their workouts every 4 weeks. So week 1 is deload. You start lighter, you get a feel of the exercises, and then every consecutive week, you just keep pushing harder and harder until the last week where you just go all out. And then when you finish those 4 weeks, you're restarting at week 1 with new workouts, So you go back to deload. So this is one way to deload, and then another way is like every 6 to 8 weeks. So bottom line, okay, if you're going hard every single week, you're going to exhaust your nervous system. You're going to hit a plateau and you won't progress as fast as you would like. And this is also going to take a toll on your mental health, because every time you're like, oh my God, I have to go and freaking push as hard as I can. So deload weeks, I would highly recommend them every 4 weeks or every 6 to 8 weeks, but don't stop moving. All right, ladies, that is it for today. If you're a 40 plus mom, you want to drop 15 to 20 pounds, you want to get strong, you want to get healthy, toned, confident, be around longer for your kids, you can apply for a free quick 15-minute call with me. The link is in the description, and let's see if I can help you out. Until next time, crush your day.